once again, everyone. Welcome to our class. We're going to continue from where we stopped the last time. We've been doing loops, and we're going to be dealing with while loop now. We've done for loop, but we're going to be dealing with while loop. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing my screen so you could be able to see the screen. Hopefully, you can be able to see whatever I'm doing. Okay. So now with while loop, we're gonna remember this. We're going to go back to replay it. This is the IDE that we've been using is an online IDE that you can use to compile anytime. Again, we can create a new repo. We can select Python, and then we can call it while loop. Okay, while loop, and okay. So as it's creating, then okay. With while loop, remember in for loop, we say that for loop is where we have, like say for I in range of 10. Oh, interesting. For I in range, I didn't see that. Range of 10. 10 numbers for I in range 10. Okay, so we're doing this, we can say print this or sum these numbers. We can say sum is equal to sum plus I that we are entering. Okay, we can use that I again. It is I that we're entering, but we need to initialize sum. It's giving us an error because there is nothing that it's called sum. We need to initialize it to 0. So the sum starts from 0, and then we can print this. Okay, print this, and then we can print our sum. Okay. Again, this was for loop. You can do this in this manner. Okay. When we run this, it's going to give us, okay, we're going to add till we get to the end. So the sum starts from 0 and then ends in 9. Okay, so this is for loop. You remember this. But for while loop, here we know that it's going to count 10. Again, while loop can do the same thing. You can use while loop for the same thing. You can say why. Okay, why. You can say we can get a counter instead of I, counter less than 10. Let's say count. Y count is less than 10. So we need to initialize our count here. We need to initialize our count. Let's say the count starts from 0. Okay. Y count is less than 10. We're going to say, again, we're going to say sum. I'm going to use sum 2. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. I'm going to say sum. Okay. Let's call it sum 2. Sum 2, and that's the second sum, which means we need to initialize this sum 2. Okay. Is equal to, oh la la, is equal to 0. So we're just initializing this, and then we're going to make this count. Just like the same thing we did for loop. So these two codes are doing the same thing. I can just print here and say print. Let's print this, and we say that this is, let's say that this is for loop. Okay, and we can print this also. And we can say here that this is for while loop. Okay, just to show the difference in our operation. And I'm going to add backslash n. I'm going to add backslash n just for new line. You're going to see it's going to jump new line. So if we run this again, we can see that we have zeros. Why are we having continuous zeros? I know the reason. We need to stop this. Let's stop it. I know the reason. Why did we have continuous 0? Because we didn't increase this count. We didn't increase this count. We have to increase it. That's the only thing we're going to do here. Count is equal to, okay, count plus 1. So we need to increment this count because in for loop, it increments automatically. But for while loop, you have to increase it yourself. It's keep going. When we didn't put this, when we didn't have this, okay, when we didn't have this, the counter kept, it was trying to increase, but it can't increase because it kept getting stuck on 0. So we have to increase it ourselves manually. For loop does that on its own. For loop does that on its own. Okay, so being able to do this, it gives you that ability to know what we are dealing with. Okay, now let's run this. We're going to see the difference. The two, you can see they're giving you the same answer for while loop and the for loop. So for the for loop part, this is the answer. And also for the while loop part, this is the answer. So this space that you saw here again was created by \n. You can put as many as you want. And so for loop and while loop basically does the same thing. But the only difference is that while loop has an extra advantage over for loop. The advantage it has over for loop is that while loop can do things that it doesn't know the end. Okay. Take for instance, we are asking the person to keep entering a number till the person enters -1. Okay. Take for instance, we are asking enter a number till you enter -1. So I'm going to take again this again to show you this part. Okay. While loop second or something like that, or second. Okay. Second. Interesting. So while loop second, I'm just kind of naming that. I just want to have a title so this can print. Again, you can mute this. Okay, I can mute this and comment on it like this. Okay, I can comment on this, and then when I run this, it won't run again. It only runs while loop second. I can also mute that. But again, I just want it to be displayed, so we can see all of the output that we are having. Okay. Now, in this case, we want the while loop we want our while loop to stop when the user enters -1. Okay, so the person is going to be entering a lot of number, and we want the while loop to stop only when the user enters -1. Okay, so again, we can have here where we say number. We're going to ask the user to enter a number. Let's call it num. And then this number can be integer. We did all of this before. You can go back to previous video to watch it. Integer, impute. Okay. And again, we have this. We can say enter a number. Okay. So we are asking the user to enter a number. Okay. Now we can have y. This number is not equal to, again, we covered this earlier on, not equal to what? -1. So why this number is not equal to -1, continue to enter or add the number. Okay, here we are having this because Python is case sensitive. You have to use the right thing that you spelled. And this has to be 1 equal to y. Num is not equal to, which is this number, is not equal to -1. Okay, I wanted to type -1, I said equal to 1. It's not equal to -1. We're going to say, again, add this. Let's create a sum. Okay. Oh, we can create a multiplication, not a problem. Let's create a multiplication. Mod is equal to. Now, if you're dealing with multiplication, you're going to start it definitely with 1. You're not going to start it with 0. This is a good thing. For subtraction, or addition, you're going to start them with 0. You're going to initialize with 0. But for multiplication, definitely you should initialize by 1 because you are multiplying. So we are going to have mod, kind of the same idea, is equal to mod times number. Okay, this is the reason why you need to, initialize it to 1, because if this was 0, that means every answer you get is going to be 0. So you have to initialize it to 1. You must make sure that you do that. Okay. So if we make this 0, everything is going to be 0 in the equation. So let's print this also. Let's print our mod. You can just print it again. You can concatenate. You can say, you can say my the current. Okay, you can just write whatever you want. Current value is, okay, it doesn't matter. Current value is, comma, we're going to say this, mod. Okay, we have small letter. So Python is sensitive. So you have to always use the cases properly. So mod is equal to this. So this is going to stop at -1 when the user enters -1. So again, let's run the other code. You're going to see the other ones are running. Now, the while loop here, line 20, is waiting for an input before it checks the condition of the while loop. So it's going to, when you enter the number, it's going to check the condition. I didn't add something. If we enter -1, the while loop is not going to do nothing. It stops. The code stops. Okay, very good to see that. But I needed to enter another enter number here, because after we finish, we also want to keep entering the number. So it has to now be inside this while loop. The first one can be outside, but this one, take for instance, you are writing a code, you are saying, oh, the user is going to keep entering colors till the person enter red. Again, that's what you say, why color is not equal to red. Okay, that's how you can stop it. Why color is not equal to red. Keep entering. So the person can enter blue, pink, indigo, orange, and so on and so forth. So for for loop, it can't do that because you don't know how many numbers you're going to enter. But for while loop can do this because, I'm going to stop at red or I'm going to stop at green. Once I see green, I stop. So while loop is very, very important loop for us because it does a lot of things when you are coding a lot of other type of instructions in the code. You are creating an application. Oh, we are coding this until the money gets to 10,000. Okay, we keep adding until the money gets to 10,000. Or you're coding something, maybe you're saying that when it gets to midnight, refresh the system, save whatever you have and refresh the system. Again, you need a while loop. You can do it with for loop here because okay, it's going to end 24 hours. But while loop is going to be the best option to use because you're going to say, once it's midnight, end this. So when it is, you're going to say the loop like, why it is not yet midnight, continue adding, okay? Because you don't know if it's 10 numbers that are going to be added. You don't know if it is 20 numbers. You don't know if it's 100. So while loop is a very good loop to use, okay? So it's vast. So let's run this again and then we see how that works. Okay, these are again the first loops and the while loop, the second while loop. So this is waiting for input and then we enter, let's enter 2, okay? 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. Remember, this is why you don't want to put 0 here. This is why you don't want to put 0 here. You want to put 1 there because it's multiplication. We are dealing with multiplication. This is just like a normal thing. You're just doing this inside of here. You're just trying to work on that. Okay, so 2 multiplied by 2 again is waiting for you to enter another number. Then when you enter, it's going to go back to line 21 and check the condition. So let me enter a number. Let's enter 9, which is going to give us the new multiplication or current value is 9 times 2. 9 times 2, which is 18. Okay, 18. Okay, so again, because we've not entered -1, it's not going to stop. You can keep entering as much number as you want. Again, it's calculating. Again, our number is getting bigger. Our number is getting bigger. Okay, it's you just entering. Now, the only stop condition is when you enter -1. So if I enter -1 now, it's going to stop. Okay, it's going to stop. So once you enter -1, it's going to stop. So this is while loop in nutshell. While loop is used for conditions again that you don't know when it's going to stop. Some other codes, some other programming language like C, like Java, they have do while loop or what you call repeat until in pseudocode. Repeat this until. So that means that the condition is pre. That's like a post. After you've done it once, then you kind of check. But for while loop checks the condition before it does. So it checks, is this condition true? And then it does what you want it to do. Again, you can write true, and then when you make it false, the thing, you can do it. There's a lot of ways that you can do while loop. You can say why true, why this number is true, why this number remains true, keep doing this. If the number, maybe inside of your while loop here, you're going to say, if this is false, then stop. So why the number remains true, keep doing this, keep doing this, keep doing this. Why the number is false, then stop. Okay. So you can say why that is true. You can do that. Just like this, I can write a code here and say choice. Let's say choice is equal to false. Okay, let's say this is false, which is this is Boolean. So we are saying why choice is equal to true. Okay, why choice is equal to true. Then we are going to, let's say we are printing print. Okay, print, let's say print hello, just for example. Okay, why choice remains true, print hello. Okay, oh, this has to be in parentheses, sorry, in quotation. Okay, print hello, and let's run this. I want to see, I'm going to do -1 here, and okay, this is true. It doesn't do anything because this was false. This was starting from true. So let's say this is true. Let's start it with true. Okay, so it's going this is going to be an infinite loop, by the way. It's going to, let's say this again, -1. It can keep printing hello, hello. We need to stop it in a way because this remains true. Why choice is true. Take for instance, we are asking the person enter choice, okay? And then we say choice here. We can say choice. Okay. So just kind of the same thing. We can say choice. Oh la la. Choice is bool, which is Boolean. Choice, we're going to say impute. Okay. While loop is just so interesting and very good loop to use. A white choice is this. You can say as the person enter, do you want to continue? Okay, do you want to continue? Enter a choice, then the person is going to enter true or false. So this is still running, actually, by the way. This is still running because we have to stop it ourselves. Okay, we stopped it already. So here, when the choice becomes false, we do this. So okay, in Python, okay, I'm trying to wait for this to run. Okay, I'm coming. Let's clean this. Let's clean our console. Let's clean this. Let's stop this again and clean this so it can be fresh. Okay. So I'm going to enter -1 because we know this is going to stop. Okay. Now, hello, it prints hello. Do you want to continue? In Python, once you hit anything from the keyboard, it sees this as true. When it is bool, again, it continues. Once you hit anything on the keyboard, it sees it as true. The only time it stops is when you don't hit anything. If I hit anything on the keyboard, it sees it as true. If I enter any input, it sees it as true. Okay. So this is how it sees it as true in Python. Okay, anything that you enter, even numbers, it sees it as true. So it keeps printing hello. So now if I want it to stop, I can just say enter without entering anything, it stops. Now this sends false without entering nothing. It sends false. You can see the code stop. It didn't print hello. So I will try it one more time again to show you. Okay, I'm going to say -1, and then I'll keep entering things, keep entering things, keep entering things, keep entering things. Now, if I just leave it like this without entering nothing, I just say enter, it stops. So this is how Python locates false. So you can use this to do a lot of things. Why this option is true, remains true, keep doing this. Why this option becomes false, stop doing this. So while loop is just, let me use the word crazy in terms of like, we keep doing whatever you want it to do till you enter a condition that you want it to stop. So we're going to stop this class here and go to function the next time is going to be an awesome one. Okay, it's going to be function the next time. So stay tuned and enjoy. Any question, write it on the comment section. Follow us, share, like, and you remain in the top of your learning.